Some of the more topics in Snowflake. So let's start with the Snowflake Editions. This is important because some of the cost and the pricing is actually derived from the Snowflake Editions. So it is a very critical topic so that you all understand it well. And if you guys are preparing for the exam, some of the questions comes from the Snowflake Editions. So it's always good idea to understand what exactly is happening here. So let's go through it. So there are four versions, or you can say there are four editions in Snowflake. Number one is the standard, and standard is the introductory edition, which is given for various clients as per their needs. But if your need is such that you have a large scale enterprise, then the enterprise is suitable for you. And then if your organization is little sensitive to the data and they need higher data protection, then business critical is the version to go for them. And what I would like to mention here, if you remember when we created the trial account, you have only seen three editions available: standard, enterprise, and business critical. You have not seen there the virtual private Snowflake. So this is the edition which gives you the highest level of security. What I want to say is that there are organizations such as financial organization who wants to protect their data at a very highest level of security. No chance of losing any data because the data is pretty sensitive. So in order to get that virtual private Snowflake for your organization, you need to really directly contact to the Snowflake. So this is a very high level overview of this four Snowflake editions. I want to cover in detail the features of each edition. I know this will be little more theoretical, but I think it is important to spend some time on it so that we have a clear idea what exactly which particular edition is providing. So I will go quickly here, but pay attention, this is important. So the first one is the standard. So in standard, it's an introductory level. As I said earlier, we get these many features here. So the number one is SOC 2 type 2. So this is the service organization control 2 certification. So what happens when any organization is providing you software as a service, they have to mandatorily get this auditing procedure done, and this is given by American Institute of Certified Public Accounts. Next one is Federated Auth and Sso. So when you are in an organization, and you have the internal editions of Snowflake installed or any other application installed, you want your users to use the SSO, single sign-on. Another one is the Oauth. Oauth is a standard protocol supported client to log into Snowflake without sharing or storing login credentials. Next one is the network policies. What are network policies? Network policies provides options for managing network configuration to Snowflake services. It allows restrictions based on IP address, allowed list, and block list. Next is the encryption of all data. So provides highest level of data security, the standard edition. Another one is the multi-factor authentication. I mean, you can set up the multi-factor authentication, and it is actually powered by DUO. Next one is the access control. It means that you will get granular control over access to objects, who can access what. So this is maintained by the rules. Time travel is a very important feature in Snowflake, and in the standard edition you get time travel of up to 1 day, and the DR for 7 days beyond time travel. In the standard edition you get the virtual warehouses, which means like you are getting the dedicated computer clusters for the calculation which separates queries and the data load. Resource monitors, these are also provided to monitor the virtual warehouse credit usage. And database replication across accounts within the organization is also coming as a feature in the standard edition. So this is the introductory level for the standard, and let's see what we get in enterprise. So in enterprise, all the features of standard editions comes here, but some more are coming here as a part of additional to the enterprise. So the first one, if you see here, it is called periodic rekeying. So this is nothing but the encryption key rotation procedure happens here in this particular addition. We can go into more detail what exactly is periodic rekeying. It is like after each period the new key gets generated and the old key eventually retires. So that's the high level periodic rekeying is. Column level security, what it is it allows masking of columns, and under this we have like dynamic data masking and external tokenization. Next one is the row access policy. So what is row access policy is it provides you the row level security to determine which rows are visible in like query results, like for the select, or if you are writing any update, insert or delete queries. Next one is the object tagging. So what is object tagging is in Snowflake, the tagging is done to track the sensitive data for the compliance purposes. Next one is the classify sensitive data. So what happens is sometimes if the data is sensitive, we need to like classify it properly. So that feature is available here. Access history. In enterprise version, you get the access history where you can see what are the objects in Snowflake are accessed in last 1 year, which is like table, view, columns. So in enterprise version, we get the multi-cluster warehouse. We don't get that in the standard one. In the standard one, we can only create the single cluster warehouses. So you get the search optimization in enterprise, which improves the performance for like selective queries. We can go more detail on this. And the materialized views, it is this particular feature is not available in standard. This is in enterprise. So these are the enterprise features. Let's go quickly over the business critical. So in business critical, all enterprise features comes in, and then some more important things comes here, which is like tri-secret secure key. So what is a tri-secret secure key is a combination of a Snowflake maintained key and a customer managed key. So this is basically a composite key feature which is maintained for high level of security. And in business critical version, private connectivity support is also provided. Then we have the PHI. What is PHI? PHI is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, like HIPAA. So as a part of this act, the personal health information, or you can say the patient health information, is actually protected, and it should not be shared until the patient consent is there. Next one is the Pci Dss. This is mainly for the payment card industry data. So the credit cards and whatever the payment information is added into the system is secure to make sure. FedRAMP. What is FedRAMP? FedRAMP is the what you can say, it's the agency, like federal government agency, which says, okay, these are some of the framework by which you have to like moderate the data, like some guidelines to make the data secure. Then the IRAP, which is an information security registered SSSR program, which is in the Asia Pacific region, which again controls like how the information security should be done, like data security, mainly on the data security side. Then we have the in business critical, we have the database failover and failback. So before I explain what is failover and failback, let's understand what's a replication. So in order to perform the disaster recovery, the the servers, the data is actually copied to the different accounts for the disaster recovery. So if the primary server fails, then the failover happens on the secondary, and then once the primary is up, then we fail back. And then the redirect client connection is in a disaster recovery. If the primary is down, you can actually redirect your clients to the secondary server to make sure that business is up and running. And final is the virtual private addition. What happens here is like all the business critical features you get, but here it's like the dedicated metadata store and compute resources also. And in virtual private network, as you know, that this is a private network, it doesn't share the data. So this is some of the high level overview of the Snowflake Editions. I understand this was little long, but it was worth going through, and these things are very important, these topics, and we will cover in more lectures. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.